What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am here to show you all the Mock Draft Wingman. You've seen me do some videos for our Draft Wingman, but if you're not ready to dip your toe into the paid league or regular league waters, if you want to practice with the tool, boy, are you in luck. The Mock Wingman is here for you. Now, before we do anything, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. We're cranking out a ton of content on all of our channels: Awesemo Fantasy Football, Awesemo Odds, and of course, the one you've come to know and love, our normal Awesemo channel. So be sure to be liking and subscribing all over the place for those channels. But now, let's dive in to the Mock Wingman. So first and foremost, make sure you're looking at the banner at the top of this screen or at the top of the Awesemo.com homepage. Use the promo code WR. I know you could also see probably CMC. That'll work for you too. Use the promo code WR to get our draft kit. This is going to be something that you can be using for the actual draft wingman, additional rankings, etc. It's going to be less than $10. Don't overthink it. If you're playing season long or best ball, you're going to want to use our draft kit. But for now, we're talking Mock Wingman. Here is how you get there. Very simple. Top of the Awesemo homepage. I'm going to Awesemo Fantasy Football. That should be relatively self-explanatory. And then I'm looking in the mock drafts dropdown, and I'm going to use the Awesemo Mock Wingman. This will simulate a draft against an opponent. So as you can see, what we've got on the screen right now allows you to set the league settings. So I'm going to go pretty standard here. I'm going to go to PPR. I'm going to say that it's 10 teams. I'm going to say that I'm going to pick fourth, and I'm going to leave all of the roster positions at their normal settings. You are free to change these if you're looking to do different kind of mocks for different kind of leagues. This is what I'm going to go with for this particular instance. And then I'm just simply going to click Begin Draft. And right out of the gate, you're going to see Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara already drafted. The back-end computing is going to handle taking all of the other 9 picks. All you're concerned with is drafting. Now I want to show you everything that we have on the screen. Out of the gate, across the top, you're going to see the recommended plays for your draft spot in order. This is going to be based on the team fit number. This is the driver of everything we have here in the Mock Wingman tool and in the Draft Wingman tool. This is going to be the main driver. It's comparing the fantasy points for this player to everybody that's already on your team, guys that are going to be drafted. It's adjusting for replacement levels of positions and more, things that I don't even understand on the back end, but it's coming from the big boys behind the scenes at Awesemo. So we also have general rankings, the recommended draft position. Clearly, name, team, position should be relatively self-explanatory. Value to team is also here. And you could go ahead and click the column definitions and just scroll immediately to the bottom. We have a glossary for what every one of these columns actually means. Things that I'm paying most attention to, though: team fit, playoff strength of schedule. I want to know if these guys are in good spots as it gets to the playoff level of my league. Upside, going to help me for later round draft picks. Try to get somebody with a little more pop that could potentially help me win a league, somebody that I'm taking late, 11th round type stuff. And then, as always, you want to be paying attention to your bye weeks. So the beginning of the draft is going to be the easiest piece of it for me. We had McCaffrey, Cook, and Kamara go. At the top of my team fit list, it's Travis Kelce, and I am not going to deviate from our tool. So if Travis Kelce is supposed to be the best guy that I should take here, rest assured I'm taking Travis Kelce. So I'll simply just click draft here, or I can click the draft button next to Travis Kelce's name in the player picker. But for now, I will draft Travis Kelce, and everybody else is going to get drafted now. So you'll see after Kelce, it was Henry, Zeke, Adams, Barkley, Chubb, Aaron Jones. We get into the second round. It's all done. I'm already on the clock again. So we already have a tight end. The values are going to change. As you can see, the way that this was sorted previously, George Kittle is a guy that I should be looking at. However, I've already taken a tight end. His team fit is significantly lower than it was before. If I just sort by team fit now, which is the order that's here, we see that we're looking a little bit more towards the wide receiver realm or to just individual running backs. So Calvin Ridley is at the top of the list. And the thing that I like to pay attention to most is the gap at team fit. And in theory, when I think these guys are going to get drafted. If Justin Jefferson were at a team fit of 116.1. I wouldn't necessarily just take Ridley because he's ahead by 0.3 fantasy points. I would want to think about the rest of my team, potential stacks down the line. If you're trying to set yourself up for different quarterbacks, I at least want to be in a similar tier. And as best I can tell, Calvin Ridley is just in a different tier. An extra 14 points. We're talking about an extra point almost every single week. I think that matters. So I'm going to Calvin Ridley. And then the draft continues again. The Awesemo AI on the back end, handling the rest of the picks. Now we're looking at a little bit different. It knows that I've taken a wideout. It knows that I've taken a tight end. It's looking for me to go a little bit more towards the running back realm, and that seems more than reasonable. So in this case, Carson, James Robinson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think all three guys look pretty similar. So at that point in time, I want to think about sort of my team where I've got Ridley by week 6. I've got Travis Kelce by week 12, checking that out on the side. No real overlap here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, probably not a guy I'm going to go to just because I already have Travis Kelce. So I'm going to stick with the top of the list right now, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Chris Carson, and we're going to keep this draft moving. You'll be excited to see what happens at the end of the mock draft. You get a little bit of a grade. I want to know how I do. So next up, we are already on to pick number 4. We can sort of go a couple different directions. Running back, wide receiver, quarterback. We see all three different types of players across the top. DeAndre Swift is the leader in the clubhouse. He's 11 points ahead of Tyler Lockett with regards to team fit. So I don't want to deviate. 11 points seems like a lot to me. Bring on DeAndre Swift. And we are moving. We are cruising through this draft. Now it's looking a little bit more likely that we're going to be going wide out. We've got Tyler Lockett at the top. And just in case we forgot, we already have Ridley. We've got 2 running backs and a tight end. We could go to Lamar Jackson. I think that would be fine. However, I think that we're going to have some moves to be made elsewhere. I'm going to go to Tyler Lockett to really lock down my wide receiver spot. I like staying at the top. Now, again, Edwards and Lamar Jackson, I think all three of these guys would be pretty similar. I'm going to see if Lamar will fall. And he did not. Lamar Jackson immediately went to the team after me. So we're going to keep it moving. That's fine. We have plenty of options at quarterback. Maybe we go to the actual running back now for Baltimore. That would be Gus Edwards, who is 20 points clear of the next highest guy, which is T. Higgins. 64 team fit to 44. This one's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to Gus Edwards. Now we're going to keep tumbling. And we've got potential options of T. Higgins and Chase Claypool in the 40s. After that, we're stepping all the way down to Trey Lance at quarterback at 35. So I'm going to stick with the recommended plays from the Mock Wingman Tool. I'm going to go to T. Higgins in this case over Chase Claypool. I'm just a Higgins guy this year. And then we get to the guy that is likely to be our first quarterback. That's going to be Trey Lance. He is at the top of the team fit matrix. He's 10 points clear of Jalen Hurts at quarterback. To me, that's enough for me to see. So Trey Lance, come on down as the quarterback. We'll certainly be getting another one of those as we keep going. This is where it starts to get blurry. So I really do want to just rely on the tool as much as possible. I'm going to come down out of the recommended players section for right now, just because we start to see a lot of numbers that are really similar. Like, for example, we have AJ Dillon at the top at 21. If I just sort to running backs, there's not a lot of difference between 21, 19, even 17 for Kenyon Drake. Like, all three of those guys are in a similar spot. I think you can make a case for Tyler Boyd if I didn't already have T. Higgins, or even moving down to more wide receivers like Antonio Brown, Ruggs, Mooney, Waddle. We've got a lot of overlap there. So I want to see the entire picture. I already have 2 running backs. I have 3 wideouts. Basically, all of my starters are filled except for defense and kicker. So I'm going to just start taking the guys that I think are going to be the best value for me. And honestly, in this spot, I'm going to go to AJ Dillon. He's at the top of the team fit list. He's got a very big playoff strength of schedule rating, plus 6%, very helpful, and a nice upside score. All of those things look great for my third running back. So I'm going to take AJ Dillon. This will continue to fill out, and we're going to keep this bad boy moving. Now, Jalen Hurts is at the top of the team fit list. And if we look at quarterback, it starts to fall off. There are 8 points until we get to Justin Fields, another 10 until we get to Tannehill, and then we start getting into some more bleak situations as far as I'm concerned. I like Jalen Hurts. Not a ton of upside. I think it's just his job, but I'm going to take Hurts, and those are going to be my two quarterbacks now. So we've got Trey Lance and we've got Jalen Hurts. I like the upside for both of those guys. Now we keep it moving. And you can see, look at all this list of wideouts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right at the top, separated by 4.5 points. We've got another crop of what looks like 7 or 8 that aren't separated by all that much. So it seems like wideout is the spot that the tool wants me to go. They all have similar upside here at the top end. Antonio Brown seems like the guy that he's a little bit separated from the pack, but I do like I don't love the playoff strength of schedule. I'm kind of looking right now at Henry Ruggs. I'm a Henry Ruggs believer, so I am going to go to Ruggs over Brown for this spot. Brown goes immediately after me. We still need to keep this one going. We've got 3 more bench positions plus kicker plus defense to go. So let's see. We're going to stick to the top. Got to go running back here. Tony Pollard, well clear of everybody else. That one seems like a no-brainer pick to me. 2 more bench spots plus kicker and defense. Now we're looking to get a second tight end. Admittedly, I'm a little bit less worried about this since I already have Travis Kelce. It doesn't know that Travis Kelce should just be the guy that you play in all 16 weeks. But it is always nice to have a little bit of additional coverage. So I'm going to grab Zach Ertz. He is 4th, but it does get a little bit of synergy with Jalen Hurts. So I will take Ertz. We've got 1 more bench pick plus kicker and defense. If I resort by team fit, looks like we're going wide out. And if we want to grab anybody here, I'm looking for upside and potential playoff equity. It looks like the best upside option here is oddly going to be Elijah Moore. So I'm going to grab Moore, and then I'm assuming we're going to be, yep, there we go. Kickers and defenses across the top. Top kicker right now looking like Matt Prater. So I will take Matt Prater. It's going to leave me a defense. I'm going to take the Packers defense. I'm not going to overthink it. Just going to take the top guys. And now my mock draft is done. I got a C. Not very great. Not very great. Didn't come out well for me, but this is on me. I could have adjusted a little bit here, but my quarterbacks are not strong, and I completely agree. I've got Trey Lance. I've got Jalen Hurts. I did sort of punt the quarterback position. Now, I like my running backs a little bit more than the public. Chris Carson, DeAndre Swift, Gus Edwards. I think that's a decent core out of the gate, plus A.J. Dillon in round 9. So, 46 out of 100, it's fine. But boy, did we load up everywhere else. 90 at wideout. So we're loaded. And running backs are going to pop up. If I'm going to be low anywhere, I would like to be low at quarterback and running back. Knocked tight end out of the park. Knocked defense out of the park. Knocked kicker out of the park. It's an average draft grade, but this allows you to practice, go through multiple drafts. You can just click start a new draft and do this again to try to get a better feel for it so that when you try to use the regular draft wingman tool, you are prepared to beat everybody else in your best ball league and everybody else in your home league. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown of the Mock Wingman tool. Once again, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell, and sign up for our draft kit using the promo code WR. It's on the screen at the top. That's what you want to use. It'll cost you less than $10. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy this. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I would be happy to answer them. Good luck this NFL season.